Welcome to the 5-Minute English Vocabulary Podcast. My name is Herbert Lee, and I'll be your host. Now you can easily improve your vocabulary without memorizing long lists of boring words, and still develop a powerful command of English. You'll learn the origin of words, or etymology, told as easy-to-remember stories. You'll also hear some jokes, and learn some idioms as well. Episode 18. People in Business, Part 1. In the workplace, we use a wide variety of idioms and phrases to describe people. Some of these expressions are positive, some are negative, and others are neutral. Knowing these idioms means more than just learning the vocabulary. It's part of understanding the business culture. In order to fully participate in a business context, you should become familiar with these commonly used phrases and idioms. Learning idioms is not the same as learning vocabulary. You need to listen to how others use these idioms. Don't be in a hurry to use these idioms in your spoken English as soon as you can. That's a big mistake. Listen for these idioms when people are speaking, and listen carefully. Use these expressions yourself when speaking only after you have mastered and fully understand their meaning. To be safe, start using the complimentary idioms to make positive comments about other people at work. Then move on to using the neutral expressions. Finally, when you're 100% sure of the meaning, add the negative expressions to your speaking vocabulary. Remember, if you say something nice about someone by mistake, it's not so big a deal. However, if you say something strongly negative about someone else and you didn't mean to, it will be a disaster. So always make sure you understand the meaning fully before you use any idioms to describe your colleagues. Also, be aware that the meaning of some idioms may overlap. For example, a generally positive or neutral idiom may be used in a negative way, depending on the point of view or the tone of the speaker. For example, a positive idiom is jack of all trades, but listen carefully. Maybe the person slips in an extra phrase and says jack of all trades and master of none, which means the person's no good at doing anything. It's not a complimentary idiom, it's actually a negative idiom when it's used in that way. So again, that's why listening is so important when you're trying to understand idioms. Understand idioms before you try to use them. So here are some positive idioms. An angel investor. ANGEL-INVESTOR. Angel investor is a rich person who invests money or provides financial backing to help an entrepreneur or startup business. Cash cow. CASHCOW. This is not a person. This is a product or service that brings in a regular source of income. McDonald's. Their cash cow is not hamburgers. It is French fries. That's really where they make their money, is in French fries. Eager beaver. EAGER. BEAVER. A very hard-working, enthusiastic employee. Gift of the gab. GAB. Someone who has the gift of the gab, and you don't say is the gift of the gab, someone has the gift of the gab, can easily speak confidently, easily, and well. A go-getter. GO-GETTER. Someone who has a lot of energy, drive, and motivation. A jack of all trades. A person who can do many things well. A man of his word is a reliable, trustworthy person who does what he or she promises to do. Mover and shaker. A mover and shaker is a person who has a lot of influence in a company and gets a lot of things done. Smart cookie. An intelligent person who is able to handle difficult situations. And finally, top dog. A person who has a lot of power, influence, and success, especially after a tough competition. So someone who wins a sales contest would be the top dog. Here are some neutral idioms. Big fish in a small pond. Someone who has a high-level, important position, but in a small group, company, or organization. Company man. This is a person who supports company policies, even over the interests of fellow employees. Okay, so we're going to stop People in Business Part 1 here. Stay tuned for next week, People in Business Part 2. Until then, it's Herbert Lee saying bye for now.